Howdy and welcome back. Today we have a pretty cool project. These are Florshiem Golden Harvests. It is the model number, let's see if I can read it. 652333. Some other numbers are in there too. It's kind of hard to read the inside numbers. But we are going to be doing a complete restoration, full leather soles, rubber heels. We're going to get rid of this suicide heel, but we are going to put that metal heel back in. We're not going to reuse this, we're going to do new ones. But we're going to do a rubber heel and we're going to have that metal insert. We're going to do a general clean and condition, try to maintain that upper look. These are known for their yellowish look, tan. There's different shades, but these are definitely really cool. So we're just gonna do a light cleaning, put some conditioners, some light polishes, and get these back to their former glory. I don't know exactly what year this one was made, but these are made around the 1970s, 1980s. But these are pretty cool. So pretty old shoes in great shape, and we're just gonna bring them back to hopefully last another 30 to 40 years. So let's get started. These are, to some people, really like a holy grail of shoes. They're kind of hard to find, and when you do find them, they're not cheap. I think used, these can go upwards of $300 to $400 for a used pair of shoes. Very well made. Just overall, just really great. I'm just gonna cut the soles off. We're gonna do new welts on these guys. The whole shebang. Alrighty. There you go. These come with a midsole and a sole, so pretty cool. Just gives that thicker sole appearance. We got a shank with the shank cover. We're going to be replacing those. And then you got your cork. Just gonna clean that out real quick. Now we're on to removing the welts. Let's see if I can get you guys a little closer. So you can see better. So I'm gonna start at the joint and pull up the threads. So we got that inside thread starting to get pulled out, and it's done by a chain stitch from a machine. So if we're able to just undo one of them, they should all come out at the same time without working. And then by pulling that, this starts to come away. And then we can start doing this as well. Just all right, so we got it completely taken apart. Although the welt came off, all the threads on the inside holding the welt came out. And now we're just gonna lightly clean the whole shoe with a little bit of spot remover, Angela's spot remover. It's basically like a watered down acetone, so it's not gonna strip any of the color off. It's just gonna get a lot of the dirt, any old polish, and then just gives a clean slate to clean them. A clean state to add color like this one. So this is done with a light clean and polish. This one's the before. So you don't change much, you just brighten them up a little bit and enhance that color. And I'll show you how we do that after we strip the uppers or clean them with some spot remover. We've got a lot of it cleaned up and looks a lot better. Now we gotta add some shoe cream, which this is an old melatonin shoe cream. Let's see what this is, number 6 light brown. Now with these color shoes, like I said, they come in different shades. So you have to find one that's gonna match as close as possible. This may not work on another pair of Florsheims, but it happened to work out on this one. So what we're gonna do, just gonna apply it. This is a craft sponge that you could get at, I don't know, I think I got this at Walmart. It's like the sponge, not a craft sponge, but it's a sheet, like a padding for a chair, like a memory foam. It comes in a big old, like, foot by foot sheet, and I just cut it up into pieces that I need. But this stuff works great. Bring back the color. Enhancing it, and just, I got pretty lucky with this shade, or finding that cream that matched. All right, and then we're gonna take some Saphir. This is the Saphir Cream Universal Leather Balm. I'm probably butchering that name, but it's a French company. I mean, they have the finest creams and conditioners and stuff like that. So nothing but the best for these shoes will do. I will say though, this stuff, out of all the leather creams and conditioners I've used, it smells the best. I know that's weird, but it really does. Alrighty, we got a good coat on there. We'll do some more coats after we get the soles on. I'm gonna switch this over to a neutral brush, not the black, and then we're just gonna buff it off. All right, there you go. I know the lighting's terrible back here, but now we're ready for the new welts to be sewn on. Okay, we got the new welt stitched on. Now I kind of skipped this part, but I am going to be doing a video where it's just strictly me sewing the welts on. So if you want to go check that out, it'll be a part of my Welting Wednesday series, which I've been skipping because I have shoes that need new welts, but this one I could do. So these were the old shank and shank covers that came with the boots, or the shoes, I'm sorry. This is the new shank that we're going to be putting in. You can see it's a lot beefier and stable, should offer a lot more support. Just get that in there. And then as far as the shank cover, what I did was I took the old leather midsoles that were on here and I cut out a wider piece. That way it'll cover this whole piece right here, and when we go to nail the heel, it'll actually grab onto this leather piece as well. So that'll go in there. It'll also support his foot a lot better than if we were to do cork throughout the whole thing. Because cork over time fails like these did. So right in that shank area, it's really important that we have support. So your shoes stay comfortable. So now we're ready for midsoles. Alright, we are at the stage of doing soles. These are coming out really, really nice. I tried to do a little bit of a, it's hard to tell in the light, but a wood grain texture like they came back when they were made in the 1970s. So that was my goal. Like I said, it's hard to tell. It came out a little dark, but I think it looks pretty cool. It came out nice. All right, I'm just gonna make sure everything is centered on the shoe. Alright, now we gotta press the edges, trim the edges, do our final shaping, and then we will be ready to stitch. Not too bad. Alright, let's clean it up and we'll be ready for the heels. We are nearing the end of this project and it's looking beautiful. We got the full soles stitched on, we got the edges nice and trimmed, buffed, burnished. Now it's time to put the heel base on. The new top lift, we cleaned up the inside of that. That's called the heel breast, and that goes right here, you'll see. We clean that up before we put the base on the shoe. That way it's got a nice, because it's really hard to sand in there in this section while you're while it's on the shoe. So we clean it up before, clean it, dye it, burnish it, and then we put it on. That way you have a nice clean look once it gets all buffed and cleaned. Next step is going to be putting some threaded nails on the inside of the shoe to hold the heel base in. Let's see. One. See that one right there in the back? You gotta do that 7 to 9 times, depending on the shoe. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, holding the heel block to the shoe. Now what we're gonna do is do the final trim, dye the edges, clean, condition, polish. We're doing some new insoles. Let's see. Yeah, new insoles. This one ripped when I took it out, so I'm gonna have to remake it. I'm not able to replicate that Florshiem logo, unfortunately, so it'll just be a plain piece of leather, but we'll get some new insoles in there for him, new padding, and then we'll be all set and good to go. Okay, so the last step here, we got it all polished and trimmed and good to go. Last step is going to be putting our metal plates on the back of the heel, like the original. So I already got it notched out. We're going to be using some small brass screws to hold it into place. I'm gonna have to flatten it out a little bit more. So that it sits flush with the rubber. That's what we want. All right, now I got a brass screw. Screw it in. Just as simple as that. Oh, it's nice and tight. It's not going nowhere. Alrighty, see, I got those 3 in. You gotta do the 2, make some new sock liners, and these are good to go. And we are all set. All good to go. These turned out, these are just an all-around very beautiful shoe. Beautiful shoe. Like I said, these are, to some people, one of the holy grails of shoes. The Florshiem Golden Harvest. Now, like I said, I don't know exactly what date these were made, but I know that they're made around the 1970s. It's kind of hard to tell based off the heel, because some heels have a V cleat. This one just had a straight like metal bar or metal plate. So I don't know what year those were made or those were implemented. So if you do know, let me know. Comment that. Let me know in the description or in the comments. I'm sure I would like to know. I'm sure a lot of other people would like to know. But man, these turned out beautiful. All right, just to recap. Took the old soles off. Took the old heels off. The midsoles, we replaced all the cork on the inside. Remember, we did cork in the front of it, and in the back we upgraded from this tiny weak shank to a 3-rib shank. And the shank cover, we took the leather midsole and made it a little bit wider, so that it covers and supports your whole foot as you're walking. We did our house leather with this option, or with this job. New leather stacked heel bases with rubber heels and a metal, I guess you'd call this a heel plate. It's typically supposed to go on the toes, but we wanted to put it on the heels like original. Yeah, there we are, I think. Oh, and then we did new insoles. I wanted to use the old ones because they have that logo on there, but when I took this one out, it ripped, so not able to reuse that, unfortunately. So we cut new ones, put some new padding in there, so it'll be nice and comfortable for him. And I think that just about wraps up everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a blast with these shoes. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, either through email or Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. I'll put all those links in the description below. Feel free to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for a whole lot more cool projects like these. God bless y'all.